mutated redneck green-skinned sacks of irradiated flesh. Listen up! I am Paladin Rychek. I am in charge of training you backward maggots in the art of war and survival. In my time in the Brotherhood, I have personally trained more than 50 initiates, and I am proud to say almost 14 of them are still alive and kicking. The elders have ordered me to mold you flabby, hip-slapping, berry-picking, rat-rubbing Brahmin kissers into capable warriors. And I am going to do it, even if it kills you. I will teach you how to eat, sleep, walk, talk, shoot, spit like a Brotherhood soldier. First level of training will be recruitment detail. You'll go to the surrounding villages and see what able-bodied primates are ready for an honest life's work. It is your duty to remind the village elders that if they want continued protection from the scum of this world, they will uphold their end of the bargain by providing resources and their best and brightest for Brotherhood training. Now get your weak-kneed, superstitious, soft-skinned, uneducated butts to the armory. You will be issued basic weapons and armor. There are 3 simple rules to follow with Brotherhood equipment. If you damage your weapon, you will spend a week in the box. If you damage your armor, you will spend a week in the box. If you lose either, I'll kill you myself. And one final thing, ladies. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Steel.
At ease, Initiate. My name is General Barnaky. I will be giving you your orders before every mission. But before that, I'd like to personally welcome you aboard. Considering that the Brotherhood basic training attrition rate is 85%, you should be very proud of yourself. Now, on to business. 2 nights ago, raiders invaded the resource-rich tribal village of Brahmin. Their losses have been heavy, and they are now ready to accept the Brotherhood's conditions for protection. We will return their lands and rescue these primitive people in exchange for food and a portion of their older children for new recruits. We must expand our ranks to meet our objectives, which makes every village count. I don't know what is driving the raiders this close to our base of operations, but they have been punishing the surrounding area. Brahmin is one of many villages that is now occupied by raiders. The inhabitants that did not escape have been slain or imprisoned. Make no mistake, Initiate, they have killed a fair amount of our brothers. Do not underestimate them. You will take your squad to Brahmin, locate and eliminate the leader of the group of raiders. Once he is removed, his followers will surely fall into disarray. You will then use the Brotherhood's superior might and intellect to butcher the remaining criminals. This is a standard assault mission, so consult the map in your Pip-Boy for the latest intelligence on the area. One more thing, warrior. You must ensure that the village elder survives. He is the key to our plans for this town. According to the local tribal custom, he alone deals with outsiders. Without him, we can have no agreement with the rest of the tribe. Dismissed.
Okay, so that was General Barnaky. We will be hearing from him quite a bit more in the future. Okay, so we're in the game now. As you can see, this is what it looks like. We have a top-down sort of 3/4 bird's eye view of the map. Our squad is here. We have our mini-map in the bottom left, unit cards for each of our units. We can see what items or weapons they have on hand. They get 2 active, I guess you could say, quick slots that you can switch between. And then over here, we have basically the various modes and positions that we can order our units to adopt. So here we have your basic stand, crouch, and go prone, which you want to use, of course, based on terrain and positioning. Important to note that, for example, Farsight can use her rifle or her knife when she is standing or crouching, but if I tell her to go prone, she can no longer swing her knife from this position. So make sure you're aware of little things like that. Then you have sentry mode, which are these buttons here, which effectively dictate how your units interact with enemies. So they begin with sentry mode disabled, which means that they won't act on anything unless you direct them to. If I turn them on to defensive mode, I believe that means that they won't attack unless somebody attacks them. And that's the important key. Defensive mode can be a little bit misleading because you would assume that they might fire on anybody who gets too close to a position you're defending. But that is not the case. An enemy can walk right up to my units while they're in defensive mode, and they will not fire on them until they are actively attacking that unit, dealing damage to that unit. So I don't really use that mode very often. Sentry mode aggressive is the one that I use all the time. That effectively means that our units will fire upon any enemy that enters within their accuracy threshold for their weapon, which we can adjust by right-clicking on the button. So, see, we have 4 options ranging from 95% all the way down to 1%. So what this means is that if I have Dom, for example, guarding this bridge on aggressive mode, anytime, and I have this on, say, 66%, that means that anytime an enemy walks within 66% of his accuracy, he will open fire on them. And I believe this begins at 33% by default, which we're not going to tamper with right now. If we need to change that later, we will. But honestly, I've found in playing this game that even at lower than like 50% accuracy, you still end up hitting more often than you think you would. You can still hit reliably on anything, I would say, more than 25%. So I'm fine if it's at 33%. They'll open fire. But those are the basic commands. These buttons here let you view your character information, your inventory information, etc., your skill decks, etc., etc. So, I think the first thing we need to do is do some minor inventory management. So, Stitch is the medic I mentioned. So we're going to give his... Oh, hold on. We are going to give his shotgun to Dom, along with his shells, because, again, he is not super combat effective right now. And so we really want to make the most of Dom and Farsight's small gun skill by giving them... Since they're going to be doing most of the fighting, we want to give Dom the shotgun. And, another thing I should mention is that the inventory that your character has upon beginning the game is dependent on their tagged skills. So, for example, Mick, the first of the pre-made characters that you can choose from, has melee weapons as a tagged skill. If you choose him, when you start the game, he will come equipped with a spear in his inventory, which is a better melee weapon, as opposed to Dom, who comes equipped with a scalpel of all things. However, we did instead tag the Doctor perk, which means we get the extra Doctor's Bag when we start the game, which is huge. That's another reason I would recommend tagging Doctor, because medical supplies are worth their weight in gold in this game. So, I think we are okay for now in terms of inventory. Farsight is our designated marksman. She has the hunting rifle. We will quickly, on this level, will relatively quickly upgrade Dom to a hunting rifle as well to replace his what have they got, the MP5? Yeah, the MP5. To replace his MP5, because we want the additional... The MP5 has burst fire mode, but we really want the additional range and accuracy provided by the hunting rifle. But enough talk. We can move up and speak to the Elder of Brahmin. And so you'll notice that this game has a line of sight basically operates on a line of sight system. So when we spawned in, we could see from our starting position this guy's crouched next to the fire, but we couldn't see any of these other guys because they were obscured by the walls. We couldn't see them until we got close and improved our line of sight. So that absolutely applies to us, and it also applies to the enemy. So, accuracy and damage, everything comes back to line of sight and ultimately positioning. Positioning, I would say, is the most important thing in this game for you to get down. But I'm sure my point will be demonstrated shortly. So for now, let's talk to, I believe his name is Charon.
Greetings to the Brotherhood of Steel. You are speaking with Charon, elder and tribal father to Brahmin Wood. You have arrived none too soon. Our village has fallen to raiders who rode out of the darkness. Some of my people escaped death or bondage by fleeing into the wasteland, but without tools and shelter. This must be the doing of the Brahmin god of fate. With the bandits we trade away our present. In the Brotherhood we trade away our future. Very well, Initiate. I fully agree to your terms, but I fear this decision will haunt me till I reach the eternal grazing field in the heavens. Our villages are being held prisoner in the camp. Save them, and you will have more people to aid your cause. Lose them, and you will be cutting Brahmin from your own herd.
Okay, so what he just said is entirely true. So this mission, the objectives for this mission are basically twofold. So our primary objective is to eliminate all the raiders, and there are raiders, scattered about. Case in point. The secondary objective is not, we don't need to meet it in order to clear the map, but it will affect the experience we get at the end of the mission and the reward we get at the end of the mission. And that is to rescue the villagers. So in this building here, there are 6 or 7 villagers being held captive in this corner, guarded by raiders. And effectively, all we need to do is complete our primary objective without any of them dying. And if we do that, we get a better reward at the end of the mission. So that, however, is easier said than done for reasons that will become clear when we get there. But for now, I think we can move our team on up. So basic controls is point and click. Left click moves them to wherever you indicate. Shift click makes them sprint. And a right click is your action. Oh, that guy watched the intro too. Or gal. Right click is your action button. So basically what we want to do, this is our first engagement here, is taking out these 2 raiders. Fortunately, they both are wielding pistols, so they don't have very good accuracy. We can outrange them easily with Farsight. So we want to move her up onto the bridge, so she can start sniping him when he gets close enough. The concern with this position is that this guy has a dog. And the second we get aggro on this guy, the dog is going to charge us. So what we want to do is place Dom in a position back here so he can cover Farsight. So basically when she starts sniping the raider, the dog's going to charge, and we want Dom to take out the dog before it gets to Farsight. So that's our basic strategy here. So let's see. Put Dom on aggro and get Farsight to shoot at the raider. Perfect. Okay, so we got the dog, but that guy has decided that he wants to move down and take cover behind those rocks. So we will move accordingly. Change that to single so I don't waste ammo. Ow. He got me. Let's see. If I move... Actually, keep you there, and if I put you... You can hit him there. Good. Come on, Dom. 37% is not ideal. But Farsight is going to keep that one pinned down. He's already severely wounded. And we'll get Stitch to move up. He can hopefully help us do a little bit of damage. Oh, I accidentally unclicked him. Yeah, Stitch is 7% to hit. Stitch's small weapon skill is terrible. Apparently Dom's isn't nearly as good as I want it to be either, since he can't even take this one guy out. Whereas Farsight is really letting this guy have it. Okay, good, fine. Dom finally got the kill, and I think Farsight just got the kill on that guy too, so... It worked out, but let's see, like, Dom burned through a bunch of his 9mm ammo. So that's why I put him onto single fire instead of burst, because if he was on burst and he missed all those shots, he would be out of ammo right now, so not ideal. And Farsight took a little bit of damage too, but that's fine. So we will take Stitch and get him to heal up Dom. Oh no, she didn't kill him. Come on, take him out. Oh, looks like she healed. She must have a stim pack in her inventory. But you'll notice that Dom is now back at full health. At this level, one use of a health kit is going to replenish all of the unit's HP. They haven't leveled up enough to have more HP total than what would be healed by the first aid kit, so... Let's see if we can get the drop on this person. We alerted that one to our presence as well. We'll probably be fine, though. Come on! Take her out! Finally! Okay. That guy knows that we're here, but it looks like he's only got a pistol as well, so we should be safe. And we'll check the dog. Dog has nothing, which, you know, makes sense. Why would the dog be carrying something of value? Check the raider. A couple extra weapons. Another way in which this game departs from other games in the Fallout franchise is that it gives... It has a few fantasy weapons, but it gives generally the weapons that you're using their actual real-world denomination. So if this were Fallout 3, for example, this gun would be called the Chinese pistol. But here, they actually refer it to as the Mauser. Just like how Dom is not using like just generic assault rifle, he's using the Heckler & Koch MP5. So just another cool way in which this game distinguishes itself from its siblings. So with those raiders dead, we can move up a little here. Hopefully not take damage from this guy crouching or laying behind the sandbags. And so you'll notice how I'm moving from cover to cover. That's really how you want to do it. The maps are designed to intentionally give you a lot of cover, like each of these trees, each of these rocks, etc. I mean, of course, this is the first mission in the game, so it's not intended to be particularly difficult. But to avoid taking damage, what you really do want to be moving from cover to cover as effectively as you can. The last thing you want to do is be caught out in the open. So that guy moved over there now. So we can probably get him if I move up there. We're going for it. Hell yeah. Alright. Got that guy. Didn't take a lot of damage, but now there's a guy in there who's shooting at us. Fortunately, I believe that guy only has an Uzi. Which is a burst fire weapon, but has very poor range. So we can easily outrange him with Farsight. Stitch, meanwhile, I think will get to start looting some of these bodies. Ooh, zip gun. So the zip gun, for fans of Fallout 4, is sort of the precursor to the pipe weapons that you see in that game. Just a gun made out of random junk that the raider was able to find. You have a Colt, which is nice. Oh, shit. That guy wanted a piece of Stitch. Farsight got him. Excellent. Okay. And, yeah, it's fortunate that we got all 30 of the 45 caliber rounds. So, enemies will use what is in their inventory. So, if I had, rather than killing this guy so quickly, sort of just sat back here and exchanged shots with him for a while, he might have blown through most or even all of his 45 ammunition in that exchange. And, I wouldn't have been able to loot it. Similarly to this raider didn't have any healing items on her because she probably used them all healing herself in her exchange with Farsight. So, enemies do use whatever it is that's in their inventory. So if you want to maximize your loot, you really want to be as efficient and as quick as possible when it comes to dispatching your enemies. But we can now move up and loot this guy. And we're actually going to bring Dom down here to this campfire. If you had a keen eye, you would have noticed this lit campfire here, which indicates the presence of other villagers. In particular, the village shaman. So we'll have a little chat with him.
Greetings, hero. I have foreseen your coming since the first eve of troubles. I am Hawkeye, spirit walker and soothsayer for my people. I guard the passage to the spirit world for the living. However, the waking world has turned against my people, and they have been scattered to the sands. You must speak with Charon, our elder. He speaks for our people in the waking world. I guard the secrets of the sunless lands. I cannot help you further.
Okay, so he didn't give us anything right then as a result of that conversation, but we want to talk to him now. We want to talk to him now because after we complete the primary objectives of freeing the villagers and defeating the raiders, we can come and talk to him again at the end of the mission, and he will give us a healing item. So that's why we wanted to speak to him then. But we'll move Dom up to loot this room. And Stitch can check out what this guy had. Yeah, he did have the Uzi. Very nice. And we'll get you into position here, ready to breach the room. And Dom will loot this chest. More rifle ammunition, more healing items, and the house key. And so we're going to need the house key not just to open this door, but to also open a couple of doors later on in this level. One thing I will say about this game is that the missions are long. All of the missions in this game, even this open, like introductory mission, they are all very long. We'll give him 50. And we'll give the Colt to Farsight, actually, just so she has a slightly better pistol. No, not like... We want... What is wrong with my mouse? So you can double-click, and that will automatically equip whatever weapon you double-click or item to whatever slot you have highlighted. So there is that. We want her to have a better, slightly better pistol. So we can move on and prepare to breach this room. And actually, we're going to save here, because we haven't been doing too bad so far. We can erase that. That's an old save. So we can unlock the door, open it up, and we'll notice that there's a raider. Wow, okay. There was a raider in there. That actually went pretty well. I didn't realize Farsight had line of sight on him from there, but hey, works for me. But there's also a raider over here on the other side of the position. Now, he has gone to ground after that little gunfight there. So no doubt he's prone on the other side of this wall, which is fine. Gives me an opportunity to loot this building. And so chests are not the only like item receptacles in this game. You can loot shelves, you can loot tables, you can loot lockers, refrigerators, and you can also pick loot up off the ground. So this is a good example of that. So over here, it's kind of hard to tell, but this is booze that you can pick up, and this is a broken bottle that you can pick up. Now, broken bottle is a melee weapon, pretty worthless in combat, but we can always sell it for a little bit of money, and by a little bit, I mean truly a little bit. Booze, alcohol in this game functions very much the same as it does in other Fallout games. It changes your stats. You usually get a small bonus as well as a negative, like a decrease to something. We can also loot this shelf. And so shelves, like furniture items like this that you can interact with, can sometimes be hard to see because they kind of blend in with the background and the other static items in the environments. So this is really a game that rewards you for keeping a close eye and paying close attention to the map and your surroundings. Because we just got 3 stim packs from that. But also, if you didn't know that the shaman was there, you might have noticed at the very least that there was a lit campfire here, which would have intrigued you enough to come and investigate, and then you would have met the shaman. So, good rule of thumb is to explore the map in its entirety, so long as it is safe to do so. And keep a close eye out for items that you can loot or just interact with. Yeah, see, there's that other raider taking cover behind the partition. What do you have for me? More 9mm. I'll take it. And we can open the gate. So there is a dog out here as well that we will have to deal with before dealing with this guy. So we'll take Stitch and bring him in. Go on, Stitch. Get a move on. You can actually hang out there. I'll equip the shotgun, because if the dog charges at us, the shotgun will probably serve us better than the rifle. Okay, yeah, there's the dog right there. Move Dom up to here, and Farsight over here. Farsight can probably snipe the dog, and then Dom can take it out if it gets too close. And Stitch, you just hang out for a second. We'll put you on Overwatch too, in case that guy peeks his head out. So yeah, this game is a lot of fun, but it also can be frustrating. This game is a game that requires you to have a lot of patience. You'll spend a lot of time waiting for enemies to like loop back around during their scouting routes. You'll spend time trying to get into the appropriate position, waiting for enemies to de-aggro, and then go back to their routes. Okay, good. Oh, that guy stuck his head up. Stitch, why don't you get the hell out of there? I guess shooting the dog pissed that guy off. I think he has a shotgun too. And actually, I think if I move... now that he's over there, if I move Farsight back into the building, she may be able to get a shot off on him. And at this range, maybe go with the Colt. Okay. So he did come back and he has no idea that we are right here. Which is kind of interesting. So I'm actually unsure what the best way to approach this would be. We're going to do a quick save in that case. And I think maybe just get Dom out there with the shotgun. So what happens if I just stand Dom up? He doesn't have a good enough... You're serious? You won't take the 31... Wow. Okay, so this guy proving to be more trouble than I was anticipating. Still got him though. Wow, he actually made the move before I did, so. But that's okay, we still got him. And yeah, I believe he was using a shotgun, though he may have spent all of his ammunition. Yeah, he ran out of his shotgun shells. He did have some 9mm ammo, but apparently he didn't have a 9mm weapon. Oh, but the I do believe that the Silverhawk is better than the pump action, so we will equip that. And we will get Stitch to heal Dom again. So I am actually taking a little more damage than I would like to be this early in the game. Of course, we want to try and conserve uses of our healing items. It's also possible in this game to become bandaged, which effectively means that your character has been healed so much that they can't be healed any further, irregardless of how much damage they take. So we really want to avoid that as well. And we can check out this tent now. But all in all, we're actually not making too bad progress. Let me take that. We get some voodoo. Voodoo is great. It is a drug that increases your agility and also I think makes you just harder to hit. So it's good if you need to do like a sprint, like if you need to run past a bunch of enemies to get to a location, or if you're feeling like just making a risky play and you need that extra edge on one of your characters, popping voodoo will give you that edge. So now Dom doesn't have the best sneak ability, as you know, but we will move him up here. We've got 2 sleeping dogs and a sleeping raider, and you know what? We'll even move Stitch up. What the heck? Why not? And get the drop on these guys. So I'll select Dom and Farsight, and yeah, you're using your MP5, and place them both on... Oh, Farsight's supposed to be crouched. I'm surprised that they didn't wake up, actually, with Farsight being stood up like that, but we'll put Dom on aggro, and then I'll put Farsight on aggro. Excellent. Textbook. So Dom got both of the dogs, and they work together to take out the extra raider. Exactly how you want that to pan out. And I'm not even going to bother looting the dogs. They don't have anything. Let's see what you had. Another shotgun, more rounds, and only 1 shotgun shell. Wow. Why do I even bother? But okay. So, again, our goal is this central building here. This is where the raider boss is. But we can't just get there, you know? We actually have to go all the way around. We have to go through this section, rescue the villagers in here, then go through this section, pop out through here, go through this parking lot, take out this bunker, and then work our way through these ruins, come out here, and then we can take on the boss. So we still have our work cut out for us, as you can see. So we better get a move on then, I guess. Alright, so now you can see, sort of coming into focus, the captured villagers that are here in this corner. This this room can be difficult to approach because there are two bandits in here, or raiders, guarding the villagers. They have their backs to this wall because they're watching the villagers. And there are actually two ways to get into this building. There's this entrance here, which we can see, but there's also another entrance along this wall that you can't see on screen, but if you check your mini-map, you can sort of see it there, that there is actually another gap. So that's another good rule of thumb. If the obvious way in isn't advantageous, take a little bit of time to see if there are other ways to enter a building. Check your minimap, walk around, because you will find that more often than not, there are. But we will move Farsight in along this wall to catch the raiders from that side. And we'll move Stitch up to here, and we'll move Dom over here. And so, yeah, now we can see the raiders, or at least one of the raiders, coming into view. So, couple ways to approach this. Effectively, what's going to happen is that once the raiders know that we're here, they've been alerted to our presence. One of them has a melee weapon, one has a gun. The melee weapon one will charge us. The one with the gun will actually run into this corner and fire at us from this position, over the villagers. So, the good news is that neither of them will target the villagers. The bad news is that friendly fire is absolutely a thing in this game. And so is, like, spread and, like, crossfire. So, for example, say this raider runs over here and I chase him and I stand over there and we start firing at each other. Even though he's targeting me and I'm targeting him, the villagers are in the middle. So there is a chance that either my bullets or his bullets will actually clip the villagers, wounding them and potentially even killing them. Also, if by chance you do enough damage to the villagers yourself, they will become aggressive and attack you. So there is actually a pretty big margin for something to go wrong when approaching this room. So that's why we're going to lay down another save. And effectively, so one of the strategies is to move in here, convince the melee unit to attack you, take him out with, like, your shotgun, for example. This guy will run over here, and then just wait for him to de-aggro, and he will walk back over to his resting position, away from the villagers. And then you can run in and hopefully take him out with the shotgun. The other method is when he runs over into the corner, rather than standing there and shooting at him, to minimize your chance of taking out a villager, you can equip a melee weapon and charge him with it. But I would only recommend doing that if you have a character like Mick, who begins with tagged melee weapon skill, because he has a gun. So you damn well better be sure that you can actually take him out with a melee weapon if you're going to go that route. So I think we're going to go with strategy 1 and try to draw out this first raider here with the melee weapon. We'll wait for him to notice us. And he should notice us. Mick's sneak skill isn't great. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Come on! Wow, okay. That did not work. He ran all the way over there. Not what I was expecting. And this guy ran over to that corner, which is kind of interesting. But okay. Normally you can kill him, but unfortunately I got unlucky and missed a couple of shots there. So that's fine. We'll wait for this guy to wander back over to the fireplace and then hit him with... Yeah, see, here he comes. And then hit him with Dom. That guy's going to wander back over too, and hopefully Farsight... Yeah, just like that. She'll be able to take him out. So now we need to wait again for that guy to wander back over here. And this is really the safest way to avoid injuring any of the villagers. Funny story, actually. One of the times I was playing this map, I did this strategy. The raider was standing here. I moved my character up to here to hit him with my gun, but I wasn't paying close enough attention to the angle of my shot. I had the shotgun equipped, shot him, missed him, sprayed buckshot all over the villagers, hit like 4 of them, they all got angry, killed him, and then all started attacking me. So, really... I know I'm repeating myself, but really be careful when approaching this situation. It's very easy to... It can really go sideways on you very quickly. And while we're waiting, we'll move Stitch up too, I guess. Come on, buddy. Back off. You know you want to. And again, yeah, we can loot this workbench, even though it very much blends in well to the environment. You can usually pick out an interactable like furniture item because it'll be slightly different. It'll have a slightly different texture. It'll be brighter. It'll be highlighted almost. But if you're not keeping a close eye out, you'd be surprised how many of these you can actually just miss working through buildings and levels, because oftentimes they'll have a lot going on. They'll be very busy with other items. So, and man, this guy just doesn't want to play hokey, I guess. So I may actually have to go with the melee route, except I only have a scalpel, so not great. Stitch has a knife, I believe, which is a bit better, but still not ideal. Okay. Let's try it. Oh, I could always go with, like, the baseball bat. I don't know which is better, the baseball bat or the knife, but we'll try the baseball bat. Just for shits and gigs. Are we ready? Alright, let's do it. Ha! Gotcha! Come on, take him out. Get him! Wow, point blank with the gun. That guy's an even worse shot than me. We got dumb Matrix dodging. So you see that guy, you see when he sort of looked like he was rubbing his hands together, that was him healing. He used a stim pack or something. Okay, he got a shot off on me. Man, this is kind of anticlimactic, isn't it? No, don't use all of your healing items, goddammit. I want to loot those off of you. Wow, riveting gameplay. Truly riveting gameplay. Okay, I got him. I was just about to have Stitch go in there and help out too, like seriously. Oh, actually, maybe I should give him the Uzi. Nah, that's just gonna waste ammo. I'll give Stitch the gun. In case he ever does have to do any fighting, the gun is probably better. But yeah, wow, that was that was took a bit longer than I was hoping. Again, Dom, not a very good melee weapon skill. And yeah, he used all of his healing items, unfortunately. But we still got him. And you'll notice that the radiant dialogue of the tribals has changed now. Ooh, lockpicks. Like that. So they're saying, yeah, that was close, I'm not scared anymore, etc., etc. So, and none of them died, which is good. That means if, so long as we can keep things going well, we will get our much-deserved reward at the end of the mission. So. There's our next target now. And I wonder if Farsight can get some cheeky shots into her. Hell yeah. Have do I move Dom over and give... Wow, she actually got Farsight. Are you using a hunting rifle? I think she must be in order to have that kind of accuracy. Okay. We'll wait for her to come in a little bit closer, I guess. Yeah, she must be using a hunting rifle to have that kind of accuracy over that distance. And, well, let's get Stitch into a position where he can heal her effectively. So yeah, if I had just selected the med kit and clicked on Farsight, his AI would have just gone directly to her, and he would have stopped here, out in the open, in line of the enemy. So important to keep in mind. Make sure that you are being conscious about where you click and where you place your units, because you don't want to, have someone take a bunch of damage or even potentially die just because you weren't paying attention to your surroundings. So we'll get him to heal her up. And let's see. Go prone and see if she is still there. Because I think this raider is on patrol. She once she de-aggroes, she'll go back to her route and walk by this area. And if that's the case, we can actually have Dom hang out here, ready to clip her when she walks by again. Yeah, like that. Hell yeah. Come on, take her out. Take her out! Come on. Come on! Ah, she got away. And I took more damage. Again. Not ideal. Maybe Farsight can get her now, though. 14%. Wow. You're supposed to be my sharpshooter, and the freaking raiders got better accuracy than you do. What a joke. Farsight's great, though. We'll get her leveled up. We'll keep her on the team. Stitch, like I said, we're going to unload at some point once we get Dom upgraded as our medic. But Farsight we'll keep on. She'll become a fine sniper someday. And actually... Whoa! Alright, she's back. We'll see if Farsight can't get her now. Oh, come on! I'm starting to like this raider, actually. They're kind of a badass, and they make good wisecracks. And I'm just burning ammo trying to take them out, like, seriously. And healing. Like, I'm down to 1 use left on my med kit, first aid kit. Which is not what you want to see. But now I guess we'll have to wait until she comes back around.